Has the Switch 2 been officially leaked, like console, controller, everything? Yeah, I think at this point we've just seen the Switch 2. So there's been a lot of leaks about what the controller is going to look like and stuff like that, and everybody's just going absolutely like mystified over like what's that other button and all this other stuff. For me, I want to make it abundantly clear, like this has been the most boring console leak of all time, because it really is just the same as the last console, just slightly different. I know that's kind of like a bummer thing to say, but I mean, like, I'm saying this because I feel like there's gotta be people that are watching this news and thinking to themselves, of course I want a Switch 2, because it's just gonna be a Switch with better graphics and new games. So yeah, I want it. But like, is the images of a Joy-Con with an extra button really that compelling to me? It's like, no. It's like if you had a Super Nintendo your whole life, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's leaks of the next console, and it's literally just pictures of a Super Nintendo unpainted, and there might be like an extra like button on the side of the console. It's like I don't, okay, so it's just gonna look like another Super Nintendo, I guess. But hey, look, that's not the point. The point is that like there are things to talk about with this leak for the new Switch 2. Obviously, all the rumors that have been said from way back have turned out to be true. It looks like the screen is larger. There's a new button on the right Joy-Con, and this is the most compelling thing to me. This is what I want to talk about the most. It's pretty much why I even want to make this video at all, is that there seems to be optical sensors on the edge of one of the Joy-Con, and that is something that is really exciting. Why is it exciting? There's one game genre that has never really had a home on home consoles. It was computer games, mouse and keyboard games. Specifically, in my opinion, RTS games like StarCraft, Warcraft, Command and Conquer. And now, if this is to be true, if this is what it is meant to be, those optical sensors could just as easily serve as mouse sensors. And you could use oh man. Well, let me get my Joy-Con real quick and kind of like show off how it would work. So here's how it could work, okay? You got like the optical sensor like here, right? Here. And you could just kind of like go like, and it does glide really well. And I've heard that the new Joy-Con are possibly like a little flatter and a little bigger. So like, I feel like it would work even better than this would, because it has the pads. That's what it was. They have like gliding pads on the new Joy-Con. So like literally, like you could even easier than this, and this is really easy. I'm not like tilting and like accidentally losing my balance with it. You could use a Joy-Con like a computer mouse, and like I said, at that point you could have Fallout 1 on the Nintendo Switch 2. You could have StarCraft. You could have StarCraft 2. It sounds so awesome. And then of course, first person shooters, if you really want, you could play them keyboard and mouse style. That sounds amazing. And again, one of the things that I think we're not even considering is that like with first person shooters, you're using like the WASD, right? But if this was like theorized to be true about what that sensor's for, you could have like one hand doing the mouse and mouse here, and then on the other hand, literally you just have a freed up hand that can go anywhere it wants to just sort of like move the character with an analog stick, which in my opinion would be like a superior way to playing a first-person shooter to even the computer, because the computer makes you use the stupid WASD keys. But like with this, you get like that nice smooth character movement from controllers, but then the precision of using a mouse. Why do I keep wanting to say keyboard first? Because I think it's because people are used to saying keyboard and mouse. I'm sure there's like way more exciting stuff that Nintendo's gonna like announce from a digital standpoint, a software standpoint, and when they do, that's going to be the floodgates. That's going to be the thing that's like, guys, we have to talk about this. But with these hardware leaks, it's just another Switch, just slightly bigger, slightly thicker, and with like an extra button. But the thing that I was, again, most excited about, the possibility of using your Joy-Con like a computer mouse. That God. Not to mince words, to be very literal about this, a game changer. That would be like the big thing about the Switch 2. Yeah, I mean, like, that's why I'm super excited. I think the only thing that's left that needs to be said was that this is a leak that has now been supported by multiple outlets. And the footage you've been seeing on the screen and everything, that's, you know, like the most legitimate looking leak of the Switch 2 that we've seen so far. So there you go. Like, at this point, it's pretty safe to assume that all the accessories and the way that the console looks and everything in these videos, that this is essentially what your Switch 2 is going to look like. And I have a feeling that we're going to get an announcement to actually announce the Switch 2 very, very soon. Supposedly, according to some sources, the Switch 2 may come out in April, and I believe that this is supported by the accessory makers that are going to have to put out their stuff on store shelves in April. So that means we're going to have to get an announcement for this thing really, really soon. The Switch is an amazing console for the amount of games it has. It has a bevy of games. But, as I've said multiple times on this channel, the one thing I don't love about the Switch is two things. One, and this is the most important thing for this video, is that it does way too much optimizing to the point where it's some of the ugliest Nintendo games I've ever seen. So you got like characters that fade in and fade out way too close to the player character, environments doing the same thing. The fading effect looks like garbage. It's like they did like little dots instead of like actual like disappearing, so it's just it's a little more seamless when the character's turning invisible rather than turning into a bunch of Skittles. It's not the prettiest looking console. I understand that it's portable and home, and it's kind of really, really impressive that it can play so many games this way, but I'm really excited for the next generation where we can see less of that garbage, because we're in 2025 now. Like, even when the Switch came out initially, games have looked better than that in the past. And I'm not talking about like PS4 and stuff like that. I'm talking about like Nintendo's own consoles. They just optimize their games a whole lot better. But I still have this theory that there is an engine that is used at Nintendo that automatically applies these features, because it's just too consistent between all the different Nintendo games for it not to be like a baked-in optimization feature or something. I don't know. Maybe that'll reveal itself in the future someday. But I just wanted to share that again, my most exciting thing about the Switch 2 is to get Nintendo games with much better graphics and less obvious optimization techniques. So, like, I'm just excited for Nintendo games to look good again. All right, guys. Well, anyways, that's all I got to say about the Nintendo Switch 2 for now. I'm sure I'm going to be hopping back on here very, 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 very soon when Nintendo probably announces that they're going to tell us more about the Nintendo Switch 2 in the coming days. So hold on to your butts. I'm going to be here along the way. Hope you care to share a conversation with me. I'm always reading the comments. That's exactly why I do these videos, because I'm barely making any money. I'm barely getting any views. So it's the people like you that write something back and let me know what you think that makes this fun for me. Anyways, thank you so much, and I'll see you again.